Reconstruct yourself, let your attention be on you consistently composed by equity. Malcolm's presentation in a world overflowing with vast interruptions and requests, the most progressive demonstration you can commit is to zero in on yourself. Modify yourself, let your emphasis be on you consistently isn't simply a call to personal growth, however it's a proclamation for a significant individual transformation. Envision leaving on an engineering project where the site is your own life and the diagram is your most profound cravings and yearnings. This book is both your aid and your toolbox for remaking a daily existence that adjusts impeccably with your true self. With each page turned, you will set out another establishment, raising more grounded mainstays of confidence and planning spaces in your day-to-day existence that give pleasure and motivation. Why is zeroing in on yourself so vital? Since the relationship you have with yourself establishes the vibe for each and every relationship in your life. At the point when you're not adjusted inside, each outside challenge becomes more diligently to explore. This book offers a bit-by-bit way to deal with assistance. You develop an everyday act of self-center that will fortify your interior arrangement and upgrade your capacity to draw in with your general surroundings. Every part of Revamp Yourself is devoted to opening one more part of yourself that merits consideration, from refining your emotional well-being and reinforcing your profound strength to focusing on your actual prosperity and sustaining your otherworldly development. This exhaustive methodology guarantees that no piece of your being is disregarded in your excursion to self-rediscovery. Drawing on a blend of logical exploration, mental hypothesis, and genuine tributes, this book gives both the bits of knowledge and the common-sense instruments expected to keep a resolute spotlight on yourself. You will figure out how to break liberated from the messiness of cultural assumptions and individual instabilities to uncover and develop your actual potential. Remake Yourself is something beyond a self-improvement guide. It is a long-lasting sidekick in your excursion towards self-satisfaction and bliss. Get ready to change your life, each engaged day in turn. How about we start this indispensable work of modifying not for any other individual, but rather for you? So you're on a mission to modify yourself, to zero in on you consistently. It's an excursion loaded up with self-disclosure, self-improvement, well-being, and significant connections, right? However, where do you begin? Imagine this situation: you get up every morning with a reason, lucidity of brain, and a steady obligation to your prosperity. You're effectively developing mindfulness, defining feasible objectives, and building versatility to life's highs and lows. Does it sound captivating? There's something else. Go along with us as we unload this extraordinary interaction, directing you bit by bit on your way to turning into your best self. For more data about the digital book variant of this sound, check the video depiction or visit Audiobook's channel. We noticed that 69% of you who pay attention to our video are not yet bought into the channel. If it's not too much trouble, assist with supporting the channel by raising a ruckus around town button and enjoying the video. Gratitude for motivating us to make more happy for you. Part 1: Rediscover your interests in the excursion of self-revamping. Rediscovering your passions is fundamental. They're the fire that lights your way, the flash that touches off your desire, and the main impetus that moves you forward. They provide you a feeling of motivation to get up in the first part of the day, and a mission to add to the world. Presently, you might ask, how would I rediscover my interests? Simply sit back and relax. It's not quite so scary as it sounds. Begin by recalling that central goal you cherished accomplishing as a kid, what caused you to forget about time, what you were unable to quit discussing. Frequently, your young life interests are a piece of information to what you're normally attracted to. Then, focus on what energizes you in the present. What subjects do you wind up attracted to? What exercises compel your heart race with fervor? These are much of the time signs of your fundamental interests. Keep in mind, it's alright assuming your interests have changed over the long haul. It's a piece of life. What is important is that you're straightforward with yourself about what really interests you now. Try not to let cultural assumptions or tension from others influence you. This is your excursion, your life, and eventually, your joy. At long last, make sure to investigate new interests. Life is a continuous excursion of revelation and self-development. No one can tell what new enthusiasm may be standing by not far off. Rediscovering your interests is a critical stage in self-modifying. They'll direct you, persuade you, and fuel your craving to construct a life that is really yours. Part 2: Develop mindfulness. Uncovering your actual self starts with developing mindfulness. It resembles opening a book that is about you. Each page, each word reflects what your identity is, what you feel, and how you respond. It's an excursion internal, an investigation of your most profound whole, your assets, your shortcomings, your fantasies, and your feelings of trepidation. To develop mindfulness, you must be mercilessly fair with yourself. Take a gander at yourself in the mirror and see past the physical. What are your qualities? What rouses you? What sets off your feelings? Nobody understands you better than you do. So be your own investigator. Seek after the reality of your being. Pay attention to your interior discourse. Is it sure or negative? Does it inspire you or pull you down? Your considerations shape your world. In the event that they're not serving you, now is the right time to change the account. You have the ability to control your considerations, to pick inspiration over pessimism, to pick self-esteem over self-question. Keep in mind, developing mindfulness is certainly not a one-time thing. It's a ceaseless cycle, a long-lasting excursion. Show restraint toward yourself. Try not to rush. Try not to compel. Allow the cycle to be natural. Consistently you'll find another thing about yourself. Consistently you'll develop, you'll advance. Also, the more you know yourself, the better you'll figure out others. Mindfulness isn't just about personal development. It's likewise about building better connections, settling on better choices, and carrying on with a superior life. Really, mindfulness is the way to self-reconstruct. So begin today. Develop mindfulness. Uncover your actual self. Part 3: Focus on your prosperity. As you develop mindfulness and start to comprehend yourself better, it's similarly essential to focus on your prosperity. It's insufficient just to know what your identity is. You should likewise deal with that individual. You're your most fundamental resource, and it's significant that you treat yourself with a similar consideration and thought you provide for somebody you profoundly love. Focusing on your prosperity doesn't mean you're being self-centered or disregarding your obligations. It's tied in with making a harmony between your physical, mental, and close-to-home well-being. It's tied in with putting yourself first so you can show up for other people. At the point when you're at your best, you can do everything you can for your general surroundings. Begin by paying attention to your body and regarding its requirements. Assuming you're worn out, rest. On the off chance that you're ravenous, eat supporting food. On the off chance that you're worried, track down ways of unwinding. Your body continually speaks with you, and it's your obligation to tune in and answer. Likewise, focus on your feelings. Try not to smother them, recognize them, and try to comprehend everything that they're attempting to say to you. It's okay to be miserable, furious, or apprehensive. These sentiments don't characterize you, however disregarding them can adversely affect your prosperity. Building solid propensities could appear to be threatening, yet recollect, there's actually no need to focus on making immense, prompt changes. It's tied in with taking little, reasonable advances that progressively lead you towards a better way of life. You don't need to update as long as you can remember in one day. All things considered, begin by distinguishing a couple of propensities that you might want to create. Think about your everyday daily schedule. Is there something you might want to change? Perhaps you need to get more rest, eat better, or exercise all the more consistently. Anything it is, pinpoint it, and afterward make an arrangement to get it going. Be explicit about what you need to accomplish and how you'll make it happen. Rather than saying, "I'll eat better," say, "I'll supplant my midday nibble with a piece of organic product." Keep in mind, consistency is critical. It's smarter to stay with a little change reliably than to attempt a major change and surrender. It very well may be trying at the outset, however after some time, these new propensities will turn out to be natural. Not exclusively will you begin to feel quite a bit improved, however your psychological and close-to-home well-being will likewise benefit. Finally, show restraint toward yourself. Creating sound propensities takes time and there will be difficulties, yet don't allow that to put you down. All things considered, consider it to be a learning and open door. Each time you stagger, realizing works and what doesn't. Continue onward, continue on, and soon enough those solid propensities will be a customary piece of your life. You personally merit the work, so continue to zero in on you consistently. Have you at any point pondered the likely that exists in you? It's huge, unfamiliar, and ready to be found. Embracing self-improvement is the way to taking advantage of this potential. It's tied in with getting out of your usual range of familiarity and considering investigating new regions of self-revelation. Keep in mind, it's not continuously going to be going great, yet that makes the excursion worth the effort. Begin by recognizing that you're a work underway. It's okay to not have every one of the responses at the present time. Life's an excursion of learning and developing. Permit yourself the effortlessness to commit errors. They're venturing stones to your development, not images of disappointment. Then, develop a development mentality. Have confidence in your capacity to learn, to adjust, to transcend difficulties. There's no such thing as a mishap, just an arrangement for a rebound. You're more grounded than you suspect, and each obstacle is a potential chance to demonstrate it to yourself. Then, put forth private objectives. They're your guide, directing you towards improving as a form of yourself. Make sure to think ambitiously. You're prepared to do far beyond you understand. In conclusion, embrace change. It's unavoidable, and the main steady throughout everyday life. Rather than opposing, treat it as an intriguing experience, an opportunity to discover some new information about yourself. Eventually, embracing self-improvement is tied in with falling head over heels for the most common way of turning into the most ideal adaptation of you. It's tied in with praising your advancement, regardless of how little. You're on a way of self-revelation, and each step you take carries you closer to understanding your maximum capacity. Part 6. Ponder your qualities. 5 basic beliefs. Those are what you want to distinguish and think about as you reconstruct yourself. You're presumably pondering, what precisely are these qualities that are the rules that drive your way of behaving, impact your activities, and shape your own personality? Consider it. When you face an essential choice, what do you consider? It's your qualities, right? They're your inward compass, directing you through the twisting ways of life. They're your spirit's anchor, holding you consistent in the turbulent oceans of vulnerability. Presently, you might ask, how would I find these qualities? The response is basic: reflection. Make a stride back and notice your life. Check out at your activities, your choices, your highs, your lows. What are the common subjects? What are the constants? These are your qualities. They could be anything from genuineness to fortitude, sympathy to tirelessness, faithfulness to imagination. Whenever you've distinguished your qualities, embrace them. They're your quintessence, your very being. Try not to be embarrassed about them, regardless of whether they appear to be changed or capricious. Keep in mind, it's you we're discussing, one of a kind, unique you. There's no set in stone here. Your qualities are an impression of you, not society. Pondering your qualities isn't just about knowing what your identity is. It's tied in with adoring what your identity is and regarding who you could turn into. It's an excursion of self-disclosure, self-acknowledgement, and personal growth. In this way, old buddy, take that excursion. Reflect, find, love, improve, in light of the fact that you're worth the effort. Section 7. Put forth reachable objectives. Now that you've recognized and embraced your guiding principle, now is the right time to involve them as your establishment to lay out attainable objectives. This isn't tied in with setting self-important, impossible dreams. It's tied in with building a sensible way ahead, one that lines up with your qualities and leads you to a life you're glad for. Try not to see objectives as gigantic, threatening mountains. All things considered, view them as venturing stones on your way to self-improvement. Separate your desires into sensible, reachable goals. Keep in mind, you're not in a race. The excursion of personal development is a long-distance race, not a run, and each forward-moving step is a triumph worth celebrating. Laying out reachable objectives is about balance. Reach skyward, yet remain grounded. Think ambitiously, however stay reasonable. It's tied in with understanding your restrictions and working inside them to drive yourself further. You can possibly arrive at levels you've never longed for, however it begins with venturing out. You could stagger, and that is not a problem. Disappointment is certainly not an indication of shortcoming, however a venturing stone to strength. Each slip-up is an example scholarly, an instrument to all the more likely prepare you for your excursion ahead. Show restraint toward yourself, yet in addition be tenacious. Keep your focus on the big picture, yet remember to see the value in the excursion. Embracing taking care of oneself's schedules is a significant stage in modifying yourself. It's not just about spoiling yourself with a spa day or enjoying your number one pastry. It's more significant and fundamental than that. Taking care of oneself is tied in with sustaining your whole self each and every day. Consider yourself a nursery. You really want daylight, water, and supplements to develop and prosper. Similarly, as a nursery needs everyday consideration, you also need customary supporting. Your body needs workout, nutritious food, and rest. Your psyche needs excitement, harmony, and clearness. Your spirit needs love, satisfaction, and reason. That is what's truly going on with taking care of oneself. Make an everyday schedule that takes care of your requirements. It very well may be pretty much as basic as a morning run to help your energy or a tranquil contemplation meeting to clear your brain. You could peruse a book to take care of your mind or pay attention to music to calm your spirit. The key is consistency. Make these exercises a piece of your daily existence. Keep in mind, focusing on yourself is alright. It's vital, truth be told. You can't pour from an unfilled cup. You really want to top off yourself first before you can provide for other people. Along these lines, don't feel remorseful about reserving margin for yourself. You're not being egotistical or being savvy. While you're chipping away at really focusing on yourself, encouraging significant associations with others is additionally significant. In the hustle of life, we frequently disregard the associations that make our excursion advantageous. In this way, pause for a minute to ponder the connections in your day-to-day existence. Is it safe to say that they are mirroring your excursion of personal growth? On the off chance that not, it's opportunity to re-examine. Building solid connections isn't about amount, yet the nature of associations you keep up with. You needn't bother with many companions via web-based entertainment, yet a couple of close bonds that really get it and backing you. It's tied in with building spans, not walls. Keep in mind, okay to relinquish connections channel you. It's not narrow-minded, it's taking care of oneself. You're permitted to pick who will be a piece of your life. Encircle yourself with energy, with individuals who rouse you, make you giggle, and help you when you fall. These are the associations that refuel your soul and assist you with becoming as a person. Sustain these connections. Participate in fair discussions. Share your fantasies and fears. Tune in and show compassion. These easily overlooked details fortify the bond. Love and regard are two-way roads, so affirm your giving however much you're getting. Eventually, significant connections enhance our lives and contribute significantly to our excursion of personal growth. They assist us with seeing life according to alternate points of view, showing us sympathy, persistence, and love. Keep in mind, while you're modifying yourself, remember to construct spans with others. It's the associations we make that really characterize us. Each and every day holds an abundance of imaginative possible that is simply ready to be taken advantage of. You're a force to be reckoned with of thoughts, a generator of development, loaded up with the ability to make something from nothing. You should simply take advantage of it. Begin by tracking down your enthusiasm. What compels your heart race? What thoughts keep you alert around evening time? These are the things that will fuel your innovative soul. Whenever you've tracked down your energy, don't allow it to sit inactive. Use it. Sustain it. Allow it to drive all your activities. Then, encircle yourself with motivation. It tends to be books, craftsmanship, nature, individuals, or even quietness. Imagination flourishes in a climate that is rich with improvements. Assimilate everything around you. Allow your faculties to absorb everything, and afterward let your creative mind roam free. Keep in mind, imagination isn't just about being creative. It's tied in with tracking down better approaches to take care of issues, understanding the world according to with an improved point of view, and rocking the boat. It's tied in with breaking liberated from the limitations of customary reasoning and thinking for even a second to investigate the strange domains of your brain. At last, don't hesitate for even a moment to commit errors. Innovativeness is a course of experimentation. Each disappointment is a venturing stone on your way to progress. It's an illustration scholarly, another knowledge acquired. Along these lines, embrace your mix-ups, gain from them, and let them guide you towards your inventive pinnacle. Taking advantage of your innovative potential is a thrilling excursion. Begin today and find a totally different world inside you. Section 11 Beat restricting convictions. Delivering your imaginative potential can at times hit a detour as purposeful restricting convictions. You may not understand you're hauling these obstacles around. They're the murmurs to you letting you know that you're not sufficient, that you will undoubtedly fizzle, that it's useless to actually attempt. How about we challenge these convictions together? To start with, perceive that these restricting convictions aren't realities but instead discernments molded by previous encounters. They're not a definitive truth about your true capacity or capacities. You must test them, question them, and eventually, let them go. It's difficult, however it's fundamental for your development. Second, recognize that no one's perfect and bombs now and again. It's a piece of the educational experience and a venturing stone to your prosperity. Embrace your disappointments, gain from them, and use them as fuel to move you forward. Try not to allow them to characterize you or breaking point your true capacity. At long last, supplant your negative self-talk with positive confirmations. Rather than telling yourself, I can't say, I can, and I will picture your prosperity and let it drive you towards your objectives. Trust in your capacities and don't let anybody, including yourself, tell you in any case. Part 12 Oversee pressure. Actually, you've handled restricting convictions. Presently we should take on one more basic part of self-improvement, actually overseeing pressure. Stress resembles a secretive gatecrasher crawling into your life, unleashing devastation on your body, and obfuscating your brain. In any case, recollect, you have the ability to control it. To start with, recognize the wellsprings of your pressure. They're not generally self-evident, and it's very not entirely obvious your own pressure prompting contemplations, sentiments, and ways of behaving. Whenever you've pinpointed these stressors, you can begin pursuing overseeing them. Practice is a fabulous method for combating pressure. It might appear to be incongruous, yet putting actual weight on your body through exercise can ease mental pressure. The advantages are most grounded when you work out routinely. You don't need to be a wellness devotee, simply get rolling, whether it's strolling the canine, moving in your front room, or heading out to the rec center. Then, center around your eating routine. What we put in our bodies significantly influences how we feel. Consuming an eating regimen wealthy in natural products, vegetables, lean proteins, and entire grains can assist you with feeling better generally and adapt to pressure all the more successfully. At last, practice care. This could be through reflection, yoga, or simply enjoying a calm second with yourself. Care assists with securing you right now, directing your psyche away from unpleasant considerations. Part 13. Form the capacity to understand individuals on a deeper level. Crossing the scene of your feelings, building the ability to understand people at their core is a central stage towards self-improvement. It's tied in with perceiving and grasping your sentiments, as well as those of others. The capacity to understand anyone on a profound level, or EQ, is your capacity to oversee and involve your feelings in good and useful ways. It's not just about being in contact with your sentiments, yet understanding how feelings can impact your considerations and activities. Begin by turning out to be more mindful of your feelings. As you go, as the day progressed, focus on the feelings you experience and how they're associated with your viewpoints and activities. When you're disappointed, what's truly happening? When you're cheerful, why? This isn't tied in with making a decision about your sentiments, yet figuring out them. Then, practice profound guideline. It's not difficult to respond hastily. Areas of strength for when hit, however, with training you can figure out how to deal with your profound reactions and respond in additional controlled, helpful ways. This doesn't mean smothering your sentiments, but instead recognizing them and afterward concluding how best to answer. In conclusion, develop sympathy. Understanding your own feelings can assist you with better figuring out others. Compassion isn't simply feeling for other people, yet with them. It's tied in with venturing into their point of view and seeing the world according to their viewpoint. Part 14. Observe little triumphs. As you fabricate your ability to appreciate anyone at their core, make sure to stop and recognize your advancement. Celebrating little triumphs isn't about egocentrism. It's about self-acknowledgement and self-appreciation. Each forward-moving step, but little, is a respectable symbol to your assurance, versatility, and development. Consider it. Every day you're simply deciding, beating difficulties, and outlining a course through life's high points and low points. That is not easy at all. In this way, when you accomplish something, regardless of how little it could appear, don't let it slip through the cracks. You deserve it. You've buckled down, and that merits acknowledgement. Presently, you could ponder, for what reason would it be a good idea for me to celebrate little triumphs when there are greater objectives to accomplish? Keep in mind, the little wins make ready for the greater ones. They help your certainty, keep you roused, and help you to remember your true capacity. Along these lines, praise each achievement, each obstacle crossed, each improvement, but microscopic it could appear. Maybe you at last figured out how to get up early today, or you figured out how to remain even-tempered in a distressing circumstance. Perhaps you accomplished a minor objective at work, or even finished a little house task you've been putting off. Each of these are triumphs by their own doing, and they should be commended. Section 15. Hug. Deep-rooted learning in the tremendous scene of life consistently presents another valuable chance to learn and develop. You're rarely excessively old, excessively experienced, or excessively learned to find a genuinely new thing. Thus, embrace deep-rooted learning. It's tied in with getting new abilities or information, yet in addition about cultivating a mentality of interest and receptiveness. Keep in mind, learning isn't limited to formal schooling. It very well may be essentially as straightforward as perusing another book, investigating another spot, or in any event, taking part in a provocative discussion. It's tied in with growing your points of view, testing your predispositions, and advancing comprehension. You might interpret the world. Presently, you may be thinking, I'm occupied. I have too much going on as of now, and that is justifiable. In any case, stop and think for a minute. Long-lasting learning doesn't be guaranteed to demand a huge time responsibility. You can begin little. Commit a couple of moments every day to a novel, new thing. Pay attention to a digital recording during your drive. Peruse an article during lunch. Watch a TED Talk before bed. In any case, what's most significant is your mentality. Move toward each day with the mentality of a student. Be available to novel thoughts. Be interested. Clarify pressing issues. Grow constantly. Evolve constantly. Section 16. Sustain your inward strength. Continue onward with the could of your internal strength. The unflinching power inside you energizes your assurance, strength, and self-conviction. There's actually no need to focus on actual power, all things being equal. It's that peaceful, steady voice encouraging you to rise each time you fall. It's tied in with perceiving your intrinsic worth and having confidence in your true capacity. It's your inward strength, and it's time you give it the support it merits. Begin by recognizing your assets. Frequently you're so fascinated in dealing with your shortcomings that you neglect to see the value in what you're as of now great at. You're gifted, special, and have conquered deterrents that verify your solidarity. So don't be bashful about commending yourself. It's not haughtiness. It's self-acknowledgement. Then, form flexibility. Life's not generally going great, and it's your internal strength that will assist you with enduring the hardship. Show restraint toward yourself. Comprehend that disappointment is a venturing stone to progress, and keep a hopeful standpoint. Keep in mind, flexibility isn't tied in with staying away from pressure, however, figuring out how to flourish inside it. In conclusion, practice self-empathy. Practice self-empathy. Be thoughtful to yourself. Indulge yourself the manner in which you treat a dear companion. Supplant self-analysis with self-acknowledgement. Comprehend that it's alright to not be amazing your work underway, and that is entirely fine. Sustaining your internal strength is an excursion, not an objective. It's a non-stop course of self-revelation, self-development, and self-esteem. Part 17. Further develop balance between serious and fun activities. Adjusting work and individual life is one more remarkable step towards remaking yourself. It's not just about timing hours at work and afterward hurrying home to oversee individual obligations. It's tied in with making concordance between the two. It has failed to guarantee neither side. Envision work and life as cut out of the same cloth, each similarly significant. You can't have a full coin with just a single side, can you? The equivalent goes for your balance between fun and serious activities. Seek after to give them equivalent significance and watch your efficiency and satisfaction take off. Think about defining limits. You must know when to turn off your work mode and step into your own space. It's okay to express no to late-night work messages. It's alright to keep your ends of the week free for family and taking care of oneself. Keep in mind, you're more than your work. Carve out opportunity to loosen up. Your psyche and body need rest to work at their best. Whether it's a fast stroll during midday break, a loosening up yoga meeting after work, or basically perusing your #1 book on a tranquil night, find what assists you with unwinding. Keep in mind, you're not entirely set in stone by how long you work or the amount you accomplish. It's about your identity personally, how you treat others, and how you treat yourself. Further developing your balance between fun and serious activities is definitely not a short-term task. It's an excursion. It's a cycle. It requires tolerance, diligence, and confidence. However, when you ace it, you'll discover a newly discovered feeling of satisfaction that will leave you feeling enabled and revived. You'll be one bit nearer to reconstructing yourself, zeroing in on you consistently. Section 18. Find your motivation. Finding your motivation in life could appear to be a considerable errand, yet it's a fundamental piece of remaking yourself. Consider it a compass directing you towards satisfaction and joy. You might feel a piece lost presently, yet entirely that is not a problem. It's all essential for the excursion. Begin by asking yourself, the main thing to me. Your motivation isn't about what you do, it's about what your identity is. It makes you energized, what gets you up every morning. It's what you really do regardless of whether you get compensated for it. What's more, don't rush it, beneficial things require investment. Then, attempt to look past yourself. Reason frequently comes from serving others. What issues on the planet do you wish to settle? What cause would you say you are energetic about? Your motivation can be basically as stupendous as impacting the world or as straightforward as filling somebody's heart with joy. More brilliant. There's no correct response here. Everything without a doubt revolves around you. At last, recall that your motivation can develop. As you develop and change, so will your motivation. It's anything but a proper point, yet a course. Along these lines, relax in the event that you don't have everything sorted out. The significant thing is to begin. Finding your motivation is a contemplative excursion that will carry you nearer to your actual self. Embrace it and let it guide you in this thrilling system of self-revamping. Keep in mind, the main relationship in life is the one you have with yourself. Continue to sustain it and you'll track down your motivation en route. Section 19. Improve mental lucidity. Having a reasonable feeling of direction is just the most vital move towards remaking yourself. Presently, now is the right time to upgrade your psychological clearness. This could sound scaring, however, cheer up. You have this. Envision your psyche is a lake. At the point when the water is quiet, you can see right to the base. Be that as it may, when it's fierce, everything becomes misshaped. Your considerations resemble that lake. At the point when they're quiet, you can think plainly, pursue better choices, and spotlight on your motivation. In any case, when they're tumultuous, everything becomes hazy. So how would you quiet this lake? Begin by wiping out pointless interruptions. Switch off your telephone, clear your work area, take the necessary steps to establish a quiet climate. You'll be astounded at how much simpler it's to think obviously when you're not continually being interfered. Then, practice care. This doesn't be guaranteed to mean thinking for a really long time, albeit that can surely help. It simply implies being available at the time, focusing on your viewpoints and sentiments without judgment. This can assist you with distinguishing negative idea designs and supplant them with additional positive ones. At last, deal with your actual well-being. Normal activity, a decent eating routine, and sufficient rest can all add to mental lucidity. You can't anticipate that your brain should work at its ideal on the off chance that your body isn't in top condition. Section 20. Foster flexibility procedures. Can we just be real? Life will toss curves at you. It's not necessary to focus on staying away from them yet figuring out how to blow everyone's mind with them. That is where flexibility comes in. It's your distinct advantage in dealing with life's surprising exciting bends in the road. Be that as it may, how would you fabricate flexibility, you inquire? Right off the bat, practice positive thinking. Indeed, practice. There's no need to focus on being guileless or living willfully ignorant. It's tied in with deciding to see open doors in the midst of impediments. A change in context you'll have to develop deliberately. It's extreme, however, recall that, you're harder. Furthermore, keep things in context. Life's hardships can frequently feel overpowering. Be that as it may, recall, everything good or bad must come to an end. Figure out how to separate between a terrible day and a terrible life. Your conditions don't characterize you, your response to them does. Thirdly, make an encouraging group of people. Encircle yourself with individuals who lift you up, not pull you down. Connect, interface, share your battles. You're in good company. Your clan can be your most prominent strength. Finally, deal with yourself. It sounds straightforward, yet it's frequently neglected. Work out, eat well, get sufficient rest. Carve out margin for yourself. Make every moment count. Focus on your prosperity since you can't pour from an unfilled cup. Building flexibility is an excursion, not an objective. It's a steady course of getting the hang of, developing, and becoming more grounded. You have this. You're en route to revamping yourself, with care. Part 21. Encourage self-acknowledgement. While versatility is your safeguard against the world's difficulties, self-acknowledgement is the establishment on which you develop your internal fortitude. The tranquil confirmation you're sufficient, similarly as you are. Embrace your imperfections, appreciate your uniqueness, and praise your triumphs, but little. Everyone makes mistakes sometimes, and that is totally alright. However, self-acknowledgement isn't about carelessness. It's tied in with recognizing where you're presently so you can graph a way to where you need to be. It's tied in with understanding that your value isn't attached to your accomplishments, botches, or the assessments of others. You're important basically on the grounds that you exist. Begin by pardoning yourself for previous oversights. They're illustrations, not life sentences. Then, at that point, supplant negative self-talk with certifying words. At the point when you coincidentally find a shortcoming, don't pound yourself. All things considered, consider it to be a region for development. Keep in mind, correlation is a criminal of satisfaction. You're not in rivalry with anybody. Every individual's process is interesting, as is yours. Commend your advancement, regardless of how slow or little. Each step in the right direction is a triumph. At last, encircle yourself with energy, individuals who backing and elevate you, read books that rouse you, pay attention to music that satisfies you. Develop a climate that sustains your spirit. Cultivating self-acknowledgement is an excursion, not an objective. It requires investment, and that is completely fine. You're a work underway, and every day you're improving as a variant of yourself. So show restraint toward yourself, put stock in your value, and recall that you're sufficient, similarly as you are. Section 22. Open your maximum capacity. In the midst of the excursion of self-acknowledgement, there lies a secret fortune ready to be uncovered. Your maximum capacity. It's not necessary to focus on becoming another person, yet rather stripping back the layers of uncertainty and dread to uncover the unprecedented individual you've forever been. Make a stride back and ask yourself, what am I able to do? Try not to be timid. This isn't an ideal opportunity to make light of your capacities. Now is the right time to perceive and embrace them. You have qualities you've never at any point remembered to take advantage of. So challenge yourself, put forth objectives that alarm you a bit. Why? Since they'll push you to develop. Keep in mind, it's okay to stagger. It's okay to fall. What's not okay is remaining down. You're more grounded than any hindrance that holds you up. You have this. Each disappointment is simply one more venturing stone on the way to progress. Try not to allow mishaps to deter you, let them drive you. Opening your maximum capacity is an excursion, not an objective. It's about steady learning and development. It's tied in with stretching past your boundaries and finding the amount more you can accomplish. However, above all, it's tied in with putting stock in yourself. You have the ability to do unbelievable things. So assume control, steer your life in where you believe it should head, and watch as you shock even yourself with what you're prepared to do. Section 23. Develop appreciation. Life's process is frequently loaded up with hardships, yet in the midst of everything, appreciation stays an amazing asset in your personal development weapons store. You could ask why appreciation, its basic appreciation, moves your concentration based on what's absent in your life to the overflow that is as of now present. It's tied in with valuing what you have at the present time, and this can be an extraordinary point of view. Begin with little advances. Every morning before you hurry into your day, pause for a minute to see the value in the basic things throughout everyday life. The glow of the sun, the flavor of your espresso, or the solace of your bed. These apparently little things can make you indescribably pleased, and that is the force of appreciation. Make it a day-to-day daily schedule to record 3 things you're thankful for. It very well may be anything, the consideration of a more bizarre, the adoration for your family, or the headway you're making in your excursion. This training develops a positive outlook, yet in addition makes you stronger despite difficulty. Be that as it may, recollect, developing appreciation isn't tied in with disregarding or concealing your concerns. It's tied in with tracking down beams of trust and energy in disorder. It's tied in with recognizing the positive qualities in your day-to-day existence and allowing it to enable you to deal with your difficulties directly. There's continuously something to be thankful for. You simply need to search for it. So begin today. Begin now. Develop appreciation and watch how it changes your life, your standpoint, and your excursion to personal growth. Section 24. Embrace change with fortitude. Change, similar to a wave, is unavoidable and consistent. It's a basic piece of life that you can't keep away from, regardless of how enthusiastically you attempt. In any case, here's what you don't need to fear: change. All things being equal, you can figure out how to embrace it with mental fortitude and beauty. Consider change an opportunity for development, a pathway to a fresh start. You're not losing something, you're acquiring a chance to improve as a variant of yourself. It will not be simple, however you have this. Keep in mind, you're more grounded and stronger than you suspect you are. It's normal to feel fearful, even frightened, while confronting change. That is completely fine. Those sentiments are substantial. In any case, don't allow them to deaden you. All things being equal, use them as fuel to push through and face the unexplored world. At these times of vulnerability you'll find your actual strength. At the point when change comes thumping, don't stow away. Stand tall, look at it without flinching, and greet it wholeheartedly. It's another experience, an opportunity to learn and develop, to remake yourself from the beginning. Embrace it. Allow it to form you, let it shape you, let it rethink what your identity is. Also, above all, show restraint toward yourself. Change doesn't come about coincidentally. It's an excursion, not an objective. So approach it slowly and carefully, inhale and confide simultaneously. You're en route to turning into the most ideal form of you, and that is something to be glad for. Embrace change with mental fortitude, and you'll view that as it's not quite as startling as it appears. Section 25. Open your true self. Uncovering your legitimate self is the way to revamping yourself. It's tied in with recognizing your fundamental beliefs, embracing your blemishes, confiding in your excursion, building fearlessness, and outfitting the force of positive reasoning. We should investigate together the way that these components can change your life and guide you towards a more veritable, satisfied, and more joyful self. Jump profound into the embodiment of who you are by distinguishing your own basic beliefs. These qualities are your compass, directing you towards your actual north. They shape the manner in which you see the world, impact your choices, and characterize your activities. So how might you uncover these core values? Begin by thinking about your life's features. What minutes cause you to feel genuinely invigorated? Write them down. Presently, distinguish the qualities inborn at these times. Was it trustworthiness, experience, sympathy? Then, focus on. You can't represent everything, so pick what makes the biggest difference. Which values are non-debatable? Which ones cause your spirit to light with enthusiasm? Keep in mind, there's no set in stone here. It's about realness. It's about you. At last, adjust your activities to these qualities. Live them. Inhale them. They're not simply words, they're your life's diagram. At the point when difficulties emerge, they'll be your stone. It's an excursion, however you're in good company in this. Show restraint. Be thoughtful to yourself. You're jumping profound, uncovering your valid self. Furthermore, trust me, it merits each step. Embracing your defects isn't tied in with celebrating imperfections, it's tied in with tolerating your entire, valid self. About understanding you're a showstopper underway, with each bunch, break, and harsh edge adding to your interesting excellence. You needn't bother with to be wonderful to be uncommon. Keep in mind, even the moon has its dim spots, yet it actually sparkles splendidly in the obscurity. Your flaws are essential for what makes you novel, what separates you in reality as we know it, where it's very simple to mix in. Pause for a minute to ponder what you think about your defects. Is it true or not that they are genuinely blemishes, or would they say they are extraordinary parts of your character that you've been adapted to see as negatives? Grasp that you're not characterized by your blemishes. They're a piece of you, however they don't possess you. They're essentially parts in your story, not the entire book. Having recognized your flaws, it's similarly as essential to confide in the exceptional way that is your life process. Your way is not normal for any other person's, and remembering that is essential. Your encounters, decisions, and mix-ups form you into what your identity is. They're unavoidable, yet in addition fundamental. To believe your process is to embrace vulnerability, to track down solace in the midst of disorder, and to perceive that having every one of the answers is all right not. It resembles graphing a course with numerous diversions without an unmistakable objective. However, recall, it's not necessary to focus on the objective, it's about the excursion. Recognize the force of your choices, the strength of your own flexibility. This confidence in yourself and your process is an assertion of your credibility. It's tied in with being genuine, being you, in any event, when the world attempts to form you into something different. Delivering your genuine self is the foundation of building fearlessness. It's tied in with relinquishing the apprehension and vulnerability that keeps you down and embracing all that makes you extraordinary. You have a vast expanse of possible within you, only sitting tight for you to take advantage of. Go ahead and sparkle. Begin by recognizing your assets and achievements. You've made some amazing progress, haven't you? Each step you've taken, each challenge you've defeated has molded you into the individual you're today. That is something to be pleased with. Then, work on tolerating your defects and disappointments. They're essential for you, as much as your triumphs. Indeed, they could sting here and there, but on the other hand they're your most prominent instructors. Embrace them, gain from them, and use them as venturing stones to arrive at higher levels. At last, have confidence in yourself. You're able to do more than you suspect. You have this. You're not simply making do, you're flourishing. Let your light radiate brilliantly. Be strong. Be daring. Be you. Proceeding with your excursion towards self-assurance, how about we enlighten one more part of your inward strength, the force of positive reasoning. This isn't tied in with disregarding life's inconveniences. All things being equal, it's tied in with moving toward difficulties with a useful, hopeful outlook. Your considerations can shape your existence. They're similar to a compass, directing your activities and impacting your reactions to life's difficulties. At the point when you supplant negative self-talk with positive insistences, you're making plans to arrive at progress. Your brain turns into a fruitful ground, sustaining seeds of self-conviction and flexibility. Embrace the force of positive reasoning. Begin by recognizing your self-restricting convictions. Whenever you've remembered them, supplant them with engaging considerations. You're more grounded than you suspect, and you're equipped for accomplishing more than you envision. The ability to understand people on a profound level is your unmistakable advantage, your inward directing star, driving you toward legitimacy. It's not only grasping your feelings, it's tied in with bridling them. You encapsulate a well of sentiments. How about we figure out how to explore them? Picture your feelings as an energetic range of paints, each tone addressing an alternate inclination. You're the craftsman and your life is the material. Occasionally are blue, loaded up with despairing, others are brilliant yellows of happiness. Perceiving these varieties enables you to make your showstopper. Indeed, it's difficult. You'll confront feelings you prefer stay away from, yet that is where development lies. It resembles conquering a tempest to observe the rainbow. Keep in mind, you're more grounded than your battles. Begin by recognizing your sentiments. Is it safe to say that you are irate? Miserable? Energized? Try not to simply feel, figure out why. Whenever you've pinpointed the source, you're as of now most of the way there. Rehearsing the capacity to understand individuals on a profound level is an excursion of self-revelation, a way to legitimacy. It's anything but a one-day task, it's a way of life. So don't rush it, embrace it. Consistently you're one bit nearer to uncovering your actual self. Presently, isn't that an excursion worth wandering on? Envision holding an amplifying glass to your life, zeroing in on the current second. That is care. It's staying alert, ready and alive in the at this point. There's really no need to focus on hushing your contemplations, yet recognizing them without response or judgment. It's tied in with enveloping yourself by the solace of the present, rather than being enveloped with disappointments or future nerves. It's tied in with seeing the world from a perspective of legitimacy, a true you feeling each inclination, each sensation without racing to mark or pass judgment. That is the excellence of care. It doesn't request that you be anything you're not, however, to be all that you are. Care is an excursion, not an objective. It's a training, an expertise, a discipline. It requires tolerance and confidence. Keep in mind, it's alright to lose center, to stray, however it's critical to delicately direct yourself back to the occasion. Develop this careful mindfulness day to day, practice it all the time. Watch as it gradually strips away layers of pressure, stress and self-question, uncovering a more credible, stronger you. What's more, through this excursion, you'll understand that the best gift you can give yourself is the current second. Embrace it. Wandering on the way of self-improvement can feel scaring, however it's an excursion every one of us should embrace to uncover our true selves. There's no need to focus on becoming another person, it's tied in with becoming who you really are. This is a course of finding, tolerating and embracing your special characteristics, assets and even shortcomings. Keep in mind, it's okay to be flawed. Flawlessness is a deception. The excellence of self-improvement lies in your capacity to acknowledge your imperfections and work on them. You'll shock yourself with the strength you didn't realize you had. Focus on self-awareness by carving out opportunity every day for self-reflection. Ask yourself, what might I at any point gain from my encounters? How might I develop from them? Embrace change. It's the main steady throughout everyday life. Open your psyche to novel thoughts, viewpoints and potential open doors. Remain focused on your self-improvement venture. It could get extreme, yet recollect that, you're in charge. You're an incredible engineer. You have the ability to assemble the existence you need. Thus, begin today, center around you and make that fearless stride towards uncovering your genuine self. You're worth the effort. In your excursion of self-awareness, it's crucial for delay and honor your accomplishments, regardless of how large or little. Each forward-moving step, each obstacle defeat is a respectable symbol to your versatility, coarseness and relentless soul. It's vital to require investment to commend these triumphs. At the point when you recognize your achievements, you're not simply applauding yourself. You're supporting a positive criticism circle of progress, reinforcing your fearlessness and helping your inspiration to push on. Furthermore, there's actually no need to focus on boasting or stroking your self-image. It's a certifiable acknowledgement of the difficult work you've placed in. Thus, don't avoid praising yourself. You deserve it. Set up a party, indulge yourself with a pleasant supper or essentially take a quiet second to consider how far you've come. This isn't vanity, it's self-esteem and it's vital for your self-awareness. Thus, step strongly into the field of self-revelation, old buddy. Embrace your assets, own your shortcomings and loll in the sparkle of your genuine self. Keep in mind, the excursion to reconstruct yourself is a long-distance race, not a run. It's alright to stagger, simply get back up, focus on your prosperity, develop appreciation and embrace change with fortitude. You have this. Consistently is another opportunity to be a superior you, to ascend, to sparkle, to flourish. We should accept it each day in turn together. Gratitude for paying attention to or perusing this from